There it is. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, Alec Chambers with Boston.
There it was.
Live on In the Red. I love that song. I was reading the comments as you were playing, and someone said this song's a bop, and I couldn't agree more. Like, that song
Thank you so much, bro.
is amazing, man.
I mean, that song is honestly... I'm just going to take these off.
Yeah.
That song is honestly one of my favorite songs that, like, I do live just because I can really relate to it, just, you know, and I feel like a lot of my fans can too. So that's like my favorite song ever to play live.
You have a great bit before that song. Like you go off about like you say like, oh, I hope my ex isn't here right now in the crowd.
I know.
It's amazing.
I always say that,
and you get some really good laughs.
Someone in the crowd is always like, yeah, she's here. I'm like, nah, she's not. Trust me.
Yeah. You're like, if she's here, I'm in trouble right now. I'm definitely in trouble. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Well, was that song was inspired by your ex, right? What was that about?
That song was actually a pitch.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was done by my friend in the UK. His name is Jordan Shaw. He sent it over to me and was like, dude, I have a song that I feel like will be great for you. And when I heard it, I was like, this is exactly what like I went through. And she like actually moved to Boston too, so it was just like, you know, like it became my song.
Yeah,
totally.
It's perfect.
So.
Yeah, it like totally matches the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing. I love that song. That's such a good chorus. I love the production on the recorded version. I think it's big. The chorus hits really hard. Everything is just awesome. It starts, you know what I mean? Like the ramp up to that is awesome. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah, like that song was one of the first songs. So like I put out the Halsey cover, right? And like that sort of went, you know, like that did well, obviously. And that was like the first song that I did, like the first original song I did after like the Halsey thing happened and like the TikTok stuff happened. So yeah thank you, man.
What was that like when all that, like when the TikTok thing blew up and Without Me started getting all those shares and replays and views and all that stuff? Like, what was that like for you? Were you caught off guard by it, or were you like ready for it? You're like, yeah, no, I intended it to go like this, you know?
I think, one, because I think at that time too, like when I had uploaded it, I was just like, oh, like it's just me sort of doing like another YouTube video like I always do. And like it actually sat on YouTube for like months, like with not like a lot of views, you know? And that was way before like I was posting on TikTok. That was when I was just doing like the YouTube thing. And then I don't feel like you're ever sort of like ready for like that kind of thing, right? And then,
especially to that scale, man. Now it blew up big. Like you had millions and millions of hits on it, you know. And
like I didn't really, I feel like those kind of things happen when like you least expect it, and that was like definitely one of those things. So yeah, man, it was cool.
Did you feel pressure when that happened? Were you like, oh shit, now I got to keep up with this and keep it going?
I think,
you know, like.
Yeah, but I feel like that's one of the things that I had been like working towards.
I
know what I mean?
Like, yeah.
So yeah, like it was the pressure, but I like the pressure. You know what I mean? Like I like that because it's like what I love doing, you know? So
yeah. And you record all of it at home, right? And mix it all at home and kind of do it all yourself.
All like the YouTube stuff I do like in my basement. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds great,
my mom
dude.
and dad's house.
I love it. I mean, that cover especially sounds so good. Your vocal sounds amazing on it. You know, I think that's part of the reason why it went.
Dude, like it's so funny too because I don't have any recording experience whatsoever.
Could have fooled me, man. Jeez.
I'm just sort of like sitting there like, you know, like when I did that, right? So like I maxed out all like my credit cards and like I bought, you know, like a little studio, and I was like, I'm going to make a cover every week. Yeah. And I was just, you know, sort of like watching YouTube videos on how to do like the EQ and that kind of stuff. And I was just like, this sounds good. And I just put it out.
Yeah, well, it's great, man. I mean, it turned out really, really good for you, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I totally did. It did.
We're going to look at some comments here in the chat for some questions. I saw someone say, what are you listening to at the moment? Like, what's your favorite bop to listen to?
What am I listening to right now?
Yeah, what's like the most played on your Spotify?
There's a band that I love. They're called Loote, Loote. That's like one of my favorite groups right now.
Loote? I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, it's like a guy and girl duo. So they have been one of my favorites. And that's it.
Just that.
I've been like really vibing with them hard.
Yeah. What did you listen to growing up? Like, I mean, what were your influences? Well, I could have some probably pretty good guesses at it, but I feel like...
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like a lot of I feel like a lot of people too, when they look at like the piano stuff, a lot of like the covers that I do that are on the piano, I feel like are like very intricate. And that is because I sort of like grew up learning like a lot of Elton John stuff and like a lot of like Billy Joel stuff, like the old school sort of like classical piano songs. And that's sort of how I built like how like I play the piano now.
Right.
So
amazing. Yeah, you play very well. You play the piano very well. But you
Thanks,
you don't bring it on tour with you, I noticed. Like the only time I've seen you play live is just acoustic, right? Is it just easier to play the acoustic? Like live?
I think it's just easier to bring around.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's what I mean. Yeah, you're not lugging like the big old piano on your back kind of thing.
It's just like a lot easier to have with me. Yeah. Obviously when I do like the headline stuff, yeah, like I will have the piano with me, but if I'm doing like the opening act, then it's just a lot easier to have like the acoustic.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, either way, you crushed it on the acoustic, you crushed it on the piano. What are you going to crush next for us? What song are you going to play?
So I just released the acoustic version of my song Cold.
Okay. Yeah, last Friday, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to play that song right now.
Okay,
Cold.
beautiful. This is Alec Chambers with Cold, live on In the Red. Hit it, brother.
Cool. I could still remember when we said this would never end. Oh, it was so easy to fall in love. I'm sitting here at 2 a.m. I can't believe we're here again. Parked outside the house where you grew up. Push me away while you pour me gloves. Ask me to stay, but you know I won't. We're just too afraid to be alone. No, you won't let it show. Whoa. You drive all night searching for something that you realize that it's already gone. It's too late to take you home. I don't wanna fake it anymore. You know it ain't like me. You know it ain't like me to be so cold. To be so cold. It's too late to take you home. I don't wanna fake it anymore. You know it ain't like me. You know it ain't like me to be so cold. Give it time to get over this. Find someone with more to give. God knows how I've tried. It hurts too much. Soon I know that you'll be his. Say goodbye with one last kiss. This has gone on long enough. Push me away while you pull me close. Ask me to stay, but you know I won't. We're just too afraid to be alone. And no, you won't let it show. Whoa. You drive all night searching for something that you realize that it's already gone. It's too late to take you home. I don't wanna fake it anymore. You know it ain't like me. You know it ain't like me to be so cold. To be so cold. It's too late to take you home. I don't wanna fake it anymore. You know it ain't like me. You know it ain't like me to be so cold. You just gotta let me go, 'cause I don't wanna run away. 'Cause we've been going too far. No matter what, I feel the same. You just gotta let me go, but nothing ever seems to change. 'Cause I've been getting so high, so I don't have to feel this pain. You drive all night searching for something that you realize that it's already gone. It's too late to take you home. I don't don't wanna fake it anymore. You know it ain't like me. You know it ain't like me to be so boring. To be so boring. It's too late to take you home. I don't wanna fake it anymore. You know it ain't like me. You know it ain't like me to be so boring.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alec Chambers with Cold live on In the
Thanks
Red.
so much, bro.
Let's call that the acoustic version of Cold as well, since we're celebrating the
release. You know
release.
what's cool too? I feel like a lot of people, you know, because I get like a lot of DMs and stuff. I feel like a lot of people liked the acoustic version more than the real version.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, do you find people react to the acoustic versions more just because, okay, they've heard the production, they've heard the recording, they want to hear it stripped down now, and just like they want to hear the song and the lyric and all that stuff? Like, do you think?
Well, yeah, because I feel like it just makes it more like what this. Obviously, like I love the real version, and like that's the version that you'll hear when like I'm doing like a live show. But I feel like the piano just sort of like breaks it down and makes it more like emotional, and that's how like I wrote it. You know what I mean? So, I feel like that's always important.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm a sucker for like ballad style songs. Like I love acoustic broken down, but I also love really, really good productions too. Like when I heard Boston and I heard the chorus hit, I was like, oh, here we go. Like that like sparked it in me. You know what I mean? So there's
man, my friend Tanner and my friend Jordan did like an amazing job on that. Yeah, man, I love Boston.
Yeah. Do they produce all your stuff?
No, so they only did Boston.
Okay.
And then with the song Cold was actually done by my friends Mike and Julie McAllister, and they're out of Brooklyn.
Okay.
Yeah, so we wrote it with them, and then they're sort of like a team. So they did the production on that, which I love too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Someone's asking what the backstory is behind Cold.
Behind Cold, yeah. So that song I wrote at the beginning of last year. And so I was in like a long-term relationship. I was in like a 4.5-year relationship, like a long time before all of, like all this stuff happened or whatever. And obviously it was just like a harder thing because it just like not working at all, And I feel like, I don't want to say the word toxic because I feel that's like a trigger word. But it was like a toxic relationship, and that song was like, I feel like I had to be cold, like in order to, I'm not like a mean person, like especially in like a relationship, I'm usually like a nice guy or whatever. But like in that instance, I had to be cold, and like it ended up being good because she's in a better place, I'm in a better place. So, it like ended up working out. So
yeah, and the tag of the song pretty much says that. You know, it ain't like me to be so cold, right?
Yeah,
like it's not your usual.
It's definitely not like me to be that way.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. We're gonna kind of fly through these comments here a little bit. Someone asked, and I'm curious about this as well. When you record your YouTube videos and stuff online, what is like your rehearsal before those? Like do you map out the song? Do you map out the chords? And then do you sing it a bunch of times and kind of know like how you're going to deliver it and things like that? Like how do you prep for these YouTube videos and the TikTok videos?
Yeah, so I feel like with the YouTube videos, I usually listen to the song first, obviously, and then the piano parts usually are first, just because I feel like once I can get like my style in it, like on the piano, I feel like everything else just sort of comes naturally. So just like me sitting at the piano, I feel like that's where like a lot of my instinct comes in, as far as like style. So like I do that first, and then I sort of like get the vocal down. Yeah.
Well, the instinct thing is huge because, I mean, just referencing something from my own experience, like when I used to produce tracks at the beginning, I would always produce covers first, and that would help me be like, okay, this is how you create rises and falls, and this is where things should get big or things should be low and emotional. So I totally get that, like just playing through it a bunch of times. And even if it's a cover, it's not even an original, the covers can be a tool to help you develop like your songwriting and your ability to create songs.
Well, yeah, man, like you're saying, I feel like it's just helped me like grow, even though obviously like I want to be someone who like is having out their own songs, but like just doing the cover thing for so long has like really helped me grow as an artist and just learn like the dynamics of my voice and like it's have like a better instinct of, like what's working and I guess like what isn't working. So I mean, it like has had a huge impact on like my artistry.
Yeah, well, not developing your voice, but discovering your voice must have been huge, because you truly do have a unique voice. Like nobody
Thanks, bro.
that I know of sounds like you. There's very few people that have that. A lot of people sing like other people, but you don't really do that. You sound like Alec Chambers. And
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's truly unique, and it's good that you have your thumbprint, because you don't want to be one of the many, right? Like you want to be like the voice where if they hear it, they know it's Alec Chambers, right? So when you started singing, you have a vocal coach in LA, right?
Yeah.
And how instrumental has that been in finding like the nuances in your voice and what works and what doesn't work?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I just had a lesson actually like right before this live. Her name is Wendy Parr. She's amazing. Yeah, it's I mean, that like has really helped me. And for like a long time, like I wasn't doing vocal lessons just because I was like, I don't need vocal lessons. Like, I got my own thing. But like there's so many like techniques that can just help you become stronger. And so that's what I've been working on.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, your voice is unreal, dude. I think that, I mean, when you released Without Me, that's when it was like, that's when I had first heard of you. I didn't know of you, but that was when, I think it was right around the time where you came out with us on tour for the first time, and I like looked you up and I was like, oh, he has a song blowing up right now, this cover on YouTube, and
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, dude, I was really, really impressed by your voice. I'm a huge fan of you, and your songwriting too. Your songwriting's amazing.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
No, but like that cover was like, obviously that's sort of how like a lot of people found me. Just sort of like off that cover, either on like TikTok or like YouTube. And yeah, man, it's really opened up like a lot of doors, and I'm excited for like my own stuff too. But like that has led to like a lot of amazing things for sure.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, guys, if you have any more questions, fire them off. Oh, someone's asking, are you single right now? I'm also asking that question.
Yes, I am single right now.
Starting to sweep me off my feet with these songs.
So like I actually just posted like a TikTok yesterday that was like, when you're single. No, it was like when you want to be single, but you also don't want to. No, what the hell did I say? I was like, when you don't want to be single, but you also want to be like in a relationship. Like that's where my head's at right now. Like, I just like doing me, just because I was with someone for so long, right? So, I think I'm just at the point now where I'm just sort of like happy.
Yeah,
it's like doing myself.
Yeah, you get to take that freedom and take that liberty back a little bit. Not that
totally, man.
You don't have it when you're with someone, but sometimes you've been with them for too long, right? And it's time to be.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, what else do you want to play? I have a couple of songs that I would love for you to play, but I want to see what you want to play first. And maybe we can ask the chat too if they.
Yeah, I was gonna play an unreleased song that I play in like a lot of my lives, that I like to play.
Okay. What's it called?
So this song is called "If You're Gonna Go."
Oh, I love this song.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Yeah, it's great.
This is one of my favorite songs.
All right.
Cool.
If You're Gonna Go by Alec Chambers, live on In the Red.
Cool. We stay up late, go to your place, get drunk on vodka and lemonade that we stole from your dad's liquor case. We'd spill our drinks, you tell me things, all of your secrets were safe with me, but now it tastes so bittersweet. I know we said goodbye like 100 times, never felt like losing you. But sitting here tonight, looking in your eyes is the hardest thing to do. So if you're gonna go, go. You don't have to stay here. I can fake a smile, that's what you need. Try to change your mind, never work for me. If you're gonna go, go. There's nothing left to say here. It's me, you and me since 17. If it was up to me, then you'd never leave. If you're gonna go, 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 go. If you're gonna go, 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 go. You swore to me we'd never change. As we get older, we stay the same. But that's like trying to hold back the rain. I know we said goodbye like 100 times. Never felt like losing you. But sitting here tonight, looking in your eyes is the hardest thing to do. So if you're gonna go, go. You don't have to stay here. I can fake a smile, that's what you need. Try to change your mind, never work for me. If you're gonna go, go. There's nothing left to say here. It's me, you and me since 17. If it was up to me, then you'd never leave. If you're gonna go, 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 go. If you're gonna go, 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 go.
Beautiful.
Thanks, man.
If You're Gonna Go by Alec Chambers, live.
That one is
on In
brand
the
new.
Red. Brand new. When can people expect that to be released?
I don't know.
do you have it recorded? Can you give us the insight on that? Like, do you have that one in the can?
I literally just have like a demo of it. But that song, so I think what the order is, so I have a new song that's called Something to Cry About, and that will be out, that's coming out in May. And then I have a song that's out, that'll be out after that, and I think this song will be out after the next song.
Okay.
So I already have like in my head what the songs are going to be.
Do you ever have that laid out, and then does something ever change that? Like, does something ever come along where you're like, oh, no, now it has to be this song first, you know?
All
like,
the time.
Really? Yeah.
All the time.
So this isn't set in stone. People that want that song out can hold on to hope that it might end up coming out.
Yeah.
Soon.
Well, like I do this thing too where I've been posting like a lot of previews of like some new songs onto like TikTok and stuff, and I sort of like see what everyone likes, and I'm like, oh, we should put this one out, or you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm just sort of like trying to gauge like that.
Yeah.
But that song, If You're Gonna Go, I wrote actually last year, like in the summer of last year.
Amazing. So do you ever sit on songs for years? Do you ever sit on songs for like a while before you want to put them out?
I mean, the song that, so like Something to Cry About, which is going to be out in May, that song I wrote like almost like a year and a half ago.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I think it all
Holy.
depends too on like the timing, and obviously with like the coronavirus like that, I think that sort of like pushed things back a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm always sitting on songs. Like I'm always writing songs too. So
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm honored that you're willing to perform them on In the Red, and I'm thankful that you let us take over your Instagram. We're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We still got a lot more to come. Questions, now's the time. Requests, now's the time. He's gonna play a few more songs for us, right, Alex? Is that cool? I kind of just volunteered your music ability. I was just like, hey, he's gonna play for us. He has no
I'm here
say
all
in the
night.
matter.
Literally
Yeah.
all night.
Amazing.
Cool.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This is In the Red Live, where we sit
Thank you,
down
guys.
with singer-songwriters, up-and-coming artists, really anyone that wants to be on it. I'm down to just sit with them and talk music and talk about the songs and talk to your fans. This is so cool, dude. And it's kind of cutting edge. We're on the cutting edge of Instagram living right now. So
Well, I feel like what's important with me too is that I feel like with the COVID stuff, I feel like it's important to like try to innovate and like, you know, like give new ways for my fans to be able to hear me, or like just to try to think of new ways that, you know,
Yeah.
people can hear music and like just vibe with people. So this
Yeah.
is awesome, man. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it kind of if there is a silver lining with this, with all this COVID stuff, which nothing would ever be worth it, but I guess it would be that it's kind of forcing people to think of new ways, like you just said, and try to be creative with how they're gonna reach out to their fans and still be able to
Totally.
perform and sing and you know, spread the love, spread the songs and stuff.
100%.
Yeah, so
Um,
I'm glad, man. I'm glad we're doing this. This is awesome. Shout out Colin
am too,
O'Gorman
bro.
in the chat. My buddy's in the chat right now. So, sorry, I'm reading all the comments.
I'm gonna do Raining in New York.
Yes, I was gonna say. Okay, that was my next one. So I'm just gonna shut up and let you do it.
No, so like I was in like, so like I wrote this song. So like I wrote Cold about like that old relationship, right? So that was that. And then I was in another relationship after that, but then she ended up moving like across the country. So I wrote all these songs about that. So that's what like If You're Gonna Go is about. And that's what Raining in New York is about. Cause I feel like being like in California is always hot, and like being in New York is, you know how it is. It's like cold.
Cold and rainy.
Cold and rainy. So I wrote this song about that.
Amazing. This is Raining in New York by Alec Chambers, live on In the Red.
I wish you were more than someone I miss. I wish all my songs didn't feel like this, like a broken record sound, like the Smiths but sadder. I wish you would miss me in the same way, but you're with your friends, smiling in LA, looking picture perfect in heaven with bad weather. I haven't felt right since the day you left. I've been running through the words that I wish I said that night. I couldn't meet it right. Now it's too soon to talk, but too late to call you. Hope you're doing well out in sunny California, 'cause it's raining in New York. If I could convince my heart not to miss you, then maybe I could start to forget you. But it's harder to ignore when it's raining in New York. Took the sun when you took that flight. I got blurry windows and cloudy skies. 50s film, the city's just lost its color. I haven't felt right since the day you left. I've been running through the words that I wish I said that night. I couldn't made it right. And now it's too soon to talk, or too late to call you. Hope you're doing well out in sunny California, 'cause it's raining in New York. If I could convince my heart not to miss you, then maybe I could start to forget you. But it's harder to ignore when it's raining in New York. I'm looking for my sunshine. I've been stuck here inside, 'cause it makes me miss you more when it's raining in New York. I know I'm wasting my time. I would waste my whole life hoping you'll come through the door when it's raining in New York. Woo!
Chills, homie. Chills, man. I got
Thanks,
chills.
bro.
Raining in New York by Alec Chambers, live on In the Red. Holy crap. Man,
Thank you so much, bro.
you sound phenomenal. You sound
I'm really
amazing.
excited. Thanks, man. I feel like I've been sitting on all of like these songs that I'm just like excited to release. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it must be hard. Especially, I always think about this. I mean, I'm on the recording side, not so much on the songwriting side, but anytime I sit with a recording that's done, you know what, even if it's of someone else, like for someone else, like I get antsy. I'm like, man, I want them to put that out. Like, that's got to go out so people can enjoy it, the way I'm enjoying it. Like, do you ever get that way with songs? And is it more geared towards songwriting, or is it more geared towards like, I want them to hear this, like hear the recording, hear the production?
I think it's like I want them to hear, like the actual version, because like, I don't know, like the acoustic versions are cool, but then when you get in like the studio and like it becomes what you like envisioned it, I think that's when a lot of the magic happens and you're like, damn, like I need people to hear this.
Yeah. That's probably when you feel it for the first time too. Like having the song and the concept is one thing, but once you hear it the way other people are going to hear it, it's probably like, oh, you can kind of, it's like, have you ever watched a movie with someone that, like a movie that you've seen, but they're watching it for the first time?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that feeling.
Dude, you're going to love this part, man. You're going to love this part. Yeah.
But you also get to like see it through their eyes. Like you also get to like hear it from their perspective, right? Like when you put that song out, it's now on Apple Music, and you go play it on Apple Music as opposed to like your voice notes that you've had forever, or your phone. It's probably a little bit of a different feeling. You get that like objectivity as opposed to like seeing it through your own like lens.
No, I mean, yeah, man, like 100% too. And like it also helps when you work with other people that can also give a lot of insight that that I wouldn't. I mean, that's why I like to write with other people too, because I have my own story that I want to tell, but I also like to hear someone else's perspective or like what they can add to it. Like that's, I think, a very important part of like the whole creative process is like being open to, like other ideas.
Right. Yeah.
And other people.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a little scary handing your recording over to someone and going, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Like what?
Yeah.
It's a little. Like,
I think it is really scary, but can also be like very magical too. So
yeah.
I totally know what you mean.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Guys, if you're just tuning in, this is In the Red Live. Someone said, "Would I be your friends, Alec and Alex?" Alec, I'm down to let that person be our friend if you are.
Somebody says he definitely needs a haircut.
Yeah, we do. We definitely.
I know.
I feel like if you're a barber, your time is coming. In a couple months, you're gonna be so busy because everyone needs a haircut.
Dude, I need my haircut. I need my eyebrows waxed. I need my beard trimmed.
Bro, I like it. I like it. You got like the Wolverine look going on. You're killing it right now. You're just like, I'm gonna rock
lit,
the
though. It's okay.
Oh my god. That's awesome. Let's read some comments just for a little longer, and then we'll get into another song if you're down.
Someone says that they need an album. So after I release a couple of singles, it's gonna be like it will be on like an EP. So I'm hoping to have an EP out by the end of the year with like a bunch of new songs on it.
Heck yeah. Have you been to Germany before?
No, but I really want to.
It's awesome.
I've been to the UK, which is like which is like an amazing place. But I love Europe.
Yeah, Europe's awesome. Europe's really, really good. I wish we could have had you out in Germany when we were out there with Billy. You would have been awesome to have on that tour. Do you remember Brandon Yellow 07 from TikTok?
I think I do, yes.
There you go.
A lot of my fans that are on Instagram, I think a lot of them come from TikTok. So, yeah, man, thank you for being here. Someone asked me, what is the hair product I use? I use Axe. I use Axe Wax just because my hair is so big and like it grows out. So that's been like, I've had like a hair journey. Like I sort of like have gone through like a bunch of different waxes, and that seems to have the most hold.
Is it the Axe whatever, or do you know what brand it is?
It's like the Axe messy look.
Yeah, that the yellow
it's like
one.
The whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel you. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have an older brother and I have an older sister. I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
I am the baby.
Right on.
I'm going to put in my phone so it doesn't die.
Someone said there's a Christmas tree behind me. I know, guys. I get that every time I do a live stream, and it just stays.
But it adds a vibe.
Yeah, it just stays up year round. I'm a big Christmas guy. I love Christmas. So when I get sad, I think about Christmas. I'm actually from the North Pole. Oh, my God. Well, are you going to... So I have a question for you. Are you going to play a cover today, or are you going to stick with all originals?
I'm going to stick with originals.
Okay, fair. Totally fair. I was just curious.
I'm going to stick with originals. But, something that happened over the weekend was that I did a cover of the Meg Thee Stallion song, which is called Savage.
Okay.
I did like an acoustic version of it, and I put it I put it on a TikTok, and a lot of people started to dance to it. So I was thinking about playing Savage, but I don't think I should. I think I'm definitely gonna play Something to Cry About.
Okay, what about, I mean, you just put out a cover of Tootsie Slide. I'd love to hear a chorus of Tootsie Slide. Come on.
I did, because that song is a bop, one. And I've just been like doing this thing on a TikTok where I make sad versions of like these really upbeat songs. So like Savage was one, and
Right.
I made it like emotional. And then I also did the Tootsie Slide, and I made that emotional. Because I'm just,
I love
full
that
of
one. That one was
emotions.
one of my favorites, yeah.
Huh?
Foot up, left
Yeah.
foot slide.
I love that song.
Would you rather duo with Ed Sheeran or John Mayer?
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
I love
eh?
them both equally, but I think I can relate to Ed Sheeran more.
Wow. Speaking of Billy, how was it touring with him? I got to see Billy and Alec at the Mercury Lounge. Oh, in New York.
Oh, and awesome.
Yeah.
It was amazing touring with Billy.
Bro, it was fun.
One
man.
of the huh?
I was just saying it was fun. It was great to have you out.
Dude,
It was great to
it was so
do that.
awesome. And one of the things that I love about like being on the road with Billy and with you is you guys are always super nice to me, which you know, like I greatly appreciate. And
We're Canadian. We can't help it, man.
Yeah.
That's why we have to.
nah, man, but just like being on the road and like having that experience with someone like you, someone like Billy, yeah, man, it was awesome.
So much fun, dude. You're such
felt
such a
alive.
pleasure to have out on the road. You're
Thanks,
so
man.
easy to work with. There's some people, I'm not going to say any names, but there's some people where it's a lot harder, right? Like they're way more I don't know. They're just harder to work with. You're very, very easy to work with. You put on a great show, which I think is the most important part. To have a killer 1-2 punch like that for any kind of crowd, I think it's a real treat. So having you
Thanks,
out,
man.
they got double doses on that tour. You know, the crowds did. So that was awesome.
Thanks. Well, no, I feel like it's equally as important. Like, and this is just, I don't know if there's like any other artists watching or anything, but just, you know, if you're like a great artist, but you're like an asshole, then like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's important to, you know, be both.
Absolutely, man. That's the thing.
So,
there's
that's important.
yeah, there's so many artists in the world. It doesn't matter how good you are. No one's gonna want to work with you if you're D-bag about it. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. So I always love being out with you guys.
yeah,
So.
yeah. I think the word you're looking for is different, Alex. Yeah, different. Definitely. All right. Well, what else you got for us in the tank, man? Come on.
So this is my new song I'm gonna play, Something to Cry About.
Okay.
I've been doing it on TikTok a lot, and everyone likes it. So this is my next song that'll be out, Something to Cry About.
Okay.
It sounds a lot different than how I'm gonna play it right now, but I like this version too. So this is Something to Cry About.
Something to Cry About. Alec Chambers live on In the Red. Hit it.
I'm gonna adjust something real quick on my computer.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for spending your Friday. Is it Friday? It's Friday, right?
It is.
Thank you guys for spending your Friday.
I'm losing track of days as well.
Oh my God. All right. Something to cry about. Give me something
Everybody
to
can
cry
hear
about.
me okay?
Yeah, we got you. Yep.
Chasing something I'm not, just to share the same thoughts with you. I think it's a lost cause, think we should call off, yeah. Problems we never solve, fights that always go wrong with you. This ain't gonna last long, we should just call off, yeah. I keep getting drunk with you, cause we don't have enough to do. I know that both of us could use a sober night. How does it feel when the liquor runs out? Would it be real if we burned it all down? Would there be tears if we let it all out? Let it all out. I wish you'd give me something to cry about. I wish you'd give me something to cry about. I wish you'd give me something to cry about. Cry about, cry about. They say I'm all that you ask, leave it all in the past, yeah. But I shouldn't want more, that's what the wrong's for. You know I shouldn't be running in the dark every Saturday, riding in your car. Thought I knew you, now I wonder who you are, wonder who you are, wonder who you are. I still keep pouring, getting drunk with you, 'cause we don't have enough to do. I know that both of us could use a sober night. How does it feel when the liquor runs out? Would it be real if we burned it all down? Would there be tears if we let it all out? Let it all out. I wish you'd give me something to cry about. I wish you'd give me something to cry about. I wish you'd give me something to cry about. Cry about, cry about. How does it feel when the liquor runs out? Would it be real if we burned it all down? Would there be tears if we let it all out? Let it all out. I wish you'd give me something to cry about.
That is Something to Cry About by Alec Chambers live.
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear the recording
like
of that
go,
one.
But I'm excited about that one.
Don't let your voice go. There are a lot of people here that need your voice.
I've been singing all day.
It's that vocal lesson, man. Come on. Should have saved it for In the Red. I'm just kidding.
I know.
I'm just playing.
I went all in on my lesson. Nah, man, it's cool.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Alec, will you shout out Lily McGee?
Yes.
Hi, Lily McGee.
Hi, Lily. Lily has been an OG fan since like the early days of YouTube. So she has been with me for a very long time.
It's pretty
I always appreciate being here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see people stick with you and, you know, support like loyally like that. That's really cool.
She like is definitely one of those people.
Wow.
Yeah, like I used to do this thing where I used to go on to like other YouTube pages and I used to like spam the comments just because I was like, how am I gonna get people to hear my music? And she was one of the people who found me when I used to be a spammer.
It's like on Instagram when people are like, yo, check out my beats, tell me if they're fire, when you see the like on like Drake's like post or whatever.
But like I don't know, I was like, someone's got to hear this, you know what I mean? But now I know that there are smarter ways to market yourself than just doing that. But I was young, so.
Well, hey, if it worked, man.
Totally.
I love the hype for In the Red. Thank you, Bridget. We're hyping. We're hyping. Trying to, anyways. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Friday afternoon, so Eastern time right now. We're chilling. Alec and I are just chilling, playing some songs, answered some questions.
I think we should see what's going on in the chat so I can answer some questions.
All right, let's tune into the chat. I'm going to get closer so I can read my phone.
Cool. All right, if you guys, this is your chance to ask me anything, and I will answer.
AMA with Alec Chambers. Let's see. People just keep saying Savage. Sing Savage. Sing Savage. You shouldn't have mentioned
because that's like my my hit right now. Is Savage. No, so like since Friday, so like I posted the cover last Friday, and since last Friday, like 30,000 people made a video with the cover. It's almost like a parody of it, which, you know, is like a cool thing.
Is that what you keep reposting on your Instagram? I see like all the TikToks of that you're reposting. Yeah,
exactly. So that's what I keep reposting. Yeah.
Gotcha. Someone asked how long it took you to find your voice. Were you always a singer, or did you at one point wake up and you're like, I think I could do that, and then you did it and you're like, wow, I sound really good.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think yeah. I mean, I feel like that kind of thing is really like a process. I think I'm still finding my voice. I feel like I'm still growing a lot, and I'm always trying to find ways that like I can improve. And I think one of the things that a lot of people like about my voice is the rasp in it,
right?
Which I like too. Even though it makes my voice die super, super quick, I think it's like a quality in my voice that a lot of people like. So,
yeah, we were talking about your thumbprint and like how when you hear your voice, you know it's Alec Chambers. It's not mistaken for anyone else. You know, you're very unique that way. Yeah, yeah,
totally.
Who's your favorite artist right now? Like, I know we talked about who you were listening to, but who?
Yeah, my favorite artist, someone that like I always sort of like, someone like I always go back to is, I love Lau. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love Jeremy Zucker. Those are two main artists that like I always go back to if like I need inspiration or like just, you know, like want to vibe. I love them.
Right. And what artists do you look at from a business standpoint and a career standpoint? Not necessarily because of their music, but more so because how they handle themselves, whether it's with the media, whether it's on tour. Well, who do you look up to in that sense?
I think one of the things that I think is really good and something that I've been trying to do more is just to like be more open on my Instagram and on like my TikTok about, I think like things that I'm like going through like personally, or like things that are happening to me, like mental health things or you know, just like that sort of stuff. I feel like that's important because one, maybe it could help another person, and two, like it honestly helps me that I'm able to express how I feel through, whether that's, you know, with like a TikTok or like with a song, like with a cover, like I feel like that's good. So I've been trying, and I know that like a lot, and like to answer the question, I feel like a lot of other artists do that. Like I've seen like a handful like of other artists sort of like be open about that kind of stuff, and yeah, it helps me, and I think it helps somebody else watching too. So
yeah,
for sure.
That's the important stuff about it. I mean, that's, you know, the success and all that stuff that comes from artistry and comes from being an artist is second nature. It should be background noise. You know what I mean? To being able to help people and, you know, send a good message, I think, with your music. And
yeah,
speaking of
100%.
which, what are you going to close us out with? I think we have a few more minutes, but I'd love to hear you play one more if you're down, unless is your voice toast right now? How you feeling?
I don't think I have any more songs.
Right on. Well,
I got
guys,
like 4 songs out, bro.
All right, well, let's burn through some questions here and some comments and some shout outs, and then we'll call it, because I don't want it to cut us off, which it might.
Cool.
Do you also sing in the shower?
Always. That's where I find, that's where like I do like a lot of my thinking, and I also sing in the shower.
Yeah,
So
I figure out life problems in the shower for sure.
Yeah.
I just like solve all my problems in life. He's a savage. Alec Chambers is a savage, ladies and gentlemen, of the best kind. He's a music savage.
Dude, like it's so funny too, because that song was like, I had never imagined that something like that would, you know, like really resonate with a lot of people. So I think it sort of like just goes to show that like you just never know.
Right. Oh, I got we're having trouble loading this video. Did you get that too? Is the stream down, or are we still up?
It looks good.
Yeah, it could be my Wi-Fi. Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, we've got a couple more minutes, guys. So last chance for you to ask Alec Chambers anything you'd like. Alec, thank you so much for doing this, man. Thank you for being a part of In the
I'll
Red.
play one more song.
Yeah, you want to do one more?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll I think earlier I had played Boston, and maybe there wasn't anybody here. So,
Yeah, you want to give Boston another go?
Yeah. I'll just do Boston again.
All right.
Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me and Alex.
Someone's printing.
My dad is printing something.
You know, that's payback for taking over his office for the day.
I don't think he knows I'm on Instagram Live, but that's okay. Not a problem.
It's nice. It could act as like the percussion track or something.
I'm actually gonna shut the printer. I'm actually gonna shut it off really quick. This is what happens when everybody is in quarantine and everyone's trying to do their thing. This is what happens. Hold on one second.
Guys, I'm just going to take a second. Thank you so much for doing this. We're here with Alec Chambers, taking over his Instagram today. Thank you for being a part of this with us. He's going to play one more song called Boston. And thank you guys so much. If you have a chance, come over, follow me on my channel. Follow Alec, which you probably already do if you're here. And thank you guys. We'll see you on the next one. And Alec is going to leave us with Boston live.
Cool.
On In the Red.
I know you don't want to talk much, getting worked up. Yeah, I know you can't help it. I know you're thinking about the long run and what you want. You don't want to be selfish, but the truth comes out sometimes when you're drunk too much. You got too high. I know you don't want to wake up and then make up when you really don't mean it. I hate seeing you like this. It hurts knowing something's missing. I think you should go back to Boston. Maybe go find yourself. Talk to your friends and let them out. Find what you want in someone else. I think you should go back to Boston, 'cause we know this ain't the same. We only lose when we play this game. Go back and lost in whatever you found in Boston. Yeah, I'm sorry for the changes, but the truth is it wouldn't make any difference, 'cause the problems are a long list, and if we started right now, you know we never get through it. The truth comes out at night when you're drunk too much, you got too high. I know you don't want to wake up and then make up when you really don't mean it. I hate seeing you like this. It hurts knowing something's missing. I think you should go back to Boston and maybe go find yourself. Talk to your friends and let them out. Find what you want in someone else. I think you should go back to Boston, 'cause we know this ain't the same. We only lose when we play this game. Go back and lost him without you. I'm on Instagram Live. Yeah.
Tell him we say hi.
I hate seeing you like this. Think you should go back to Boston, maybe go find yourself. Talk to your friends and let them out. Find what you want in someone else. I think you should go back to Boston, 'cause we know this ain't the same. We only lose when we play this game. Go back and lost him whatever you found in Boston.
That is Boston featuring Mr.
Yeah, you had
Chambers
it.
live
And
on
he's
In the Red.
and he's still printing stuff. Oh man!
Oh, that was
Listen,
amazing.
This is my life.
I don't
man.
know
This
what
is
was
it.
better,
Come
the
on.
performance of the song or you trying not to laugh for the last chorus, trying to get through it.
I don't know. I mean, he walked in and I said, "Hey, Dad, I'm on live," and he was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Oh, that was amazing.
Like, doesn't care at all.
That was
All
amazing.
good.
Well, tell him we say hi. Alec, thank you so much for being on In the Red, brother.
Thank you so much.
We're going to do this again soon. I promise
Totally,
you,
man.
this is not a one-time thing. Guys, if you enjoyed it, make sure to come over and follow. We're going to do this with a bunch of different people. Alec Chambers, a very special guest today. Dude, thank you a million times.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you for doing
And thank
this.
you guys so much for being here. Thank you, brother.
Heck yeah, thank you guys. Alrighty, we will see you next time on
guys.
In the Red. You didn't hear that. I did like a verb thing.